your purpose. God has designed each of us with unique talents, interests, and abilities. When we start to shift our focus from merely finding a job to discovering our calling, we open ourselves up to a life filled with possibility. Rather than seeing work as a daily grind or a series of tasks to be endured, we can approach it with excitement and purpose, knowing that we are contributing to something bigger than ourselves. This shift in perspective allows us to see the potential in every situation, to recognize opportunities for growth, and to realize that even the smallest actions can have profound significance when done with intention and love. Moreover, when we focus on our calling rather than just finding employment, we free ourselves from the fear of inadequacy or failure that often accompanies job hunting. The anxiety of securing a job is replaced by the peace that comes from knowing we are on the path to something more meaningful. We begin to understand that we don't need to settle for any job simply because it provides a paycheck. We can choose to pursue work that aligns with our values, passions, and abilities, work that speaks to who we truly are. As we grow in our understanding of our true purpose, we may find that our work takes many forms throughout our lives. The job we hold today might not be the same job we hold tomorrow, but as long as we stay focused on our calling, we are always moving toward a more fulfilling and impactful life. And when our work aligns with our purpose, we not only feel more connected to it, but we also find joy in serving others, knowing that we are fulfilling the greater plan God has set before us. So instead of simply looking for a job, ask yourself, what is my calling? What am I truly meant to do with my life? When we shift our focus from seeking employment to discovering our purpose, we free ourselves from the limitations of job titles and create a life that is rich with meaning, fulfillment, and divine purpose. In our society, we are frequently taught to chase titles, paychecks, and external markers of success as the ultimate indicators of achievement. From a young age, we are conditioned to equate our worth with the positions we hold, the degrees we earn, and the salaries we make. It seems that the pursuit of a title has become synonymous with success. Whether it's the title of manager, CEO, or director, we are led to believe that these labels are the culmination of a successful life. But what if I told you that true fulfillment doesn't lie in the titles you hold, but in the deeper calling that resonates within your heart? God's plan for each of us is not about collecting titles, climbing ladders, or accumulating wealth. His design for our lives is much greater than that. God calls us to find our purpose, our true calling, and live it out in a way that serves others and brings glory to Him. When we focus solely on titles and paychecks, we often miss the deeper, more fulfilling path that God has planned for us. Titles are fleeting. They can change with a promotion, a job change, or even a simple shift in the organization. But our purpose, the calling we were created to fulfill, remains constant. It is deeply rooted in who we are and our unique gifts and passions, and it carries the potential to impact the world around us in a way that transcends any title. You see, a title is something external. It's a label that others place on you, often based on your role in a company or the work you do. But a calling is something internal. It is a deep, personal understanding of your purpose in this life. An understanding that comes from knowing the gifts, talents, and passions that God has uniquely given you. When you discover your calling, it resonates within you in a way that a title never can. A title may get you recognition or admiration, but your calling will bring you fulfillment, meaning, and joy that cannot be found in any title. Too often, people are caught in the trap of chasing a job just to survive, to pay bills, or to meet societal expectations. It's easy to get swept up in the pursuit of external success, to think that if we just land the right job or earn the right paycheck, then everything will fall into place. But in doing so, we can lose sight of the deeper purpose that God has called us to fulfill. The danger is that we start to measure our lives based on external markers of success rather than on the internal satisfaction that comes from living a life aligned with our purpose. Your purpose is not defined by a job title. It's defined by how you use your gifts and passions to make a difference in the lives of others. It's about using the talents God has given you to serve, to inspire, and to help others grow. When you focus on discovering your true calling, you stop worrying about the title you hold and start focusing on the impact you can make. Instead of seeing your work as a means to an end, you begin to see it as a way to live out your divine purpose, no matter what that work looks like. It's important to remember that a calling can take many forms. It doesn't always come with a high paying job or a prestigious title. You may find your calling in the quiet service of others, in teaching, in creating, in leading, or even in simply being present with someone who needs support. The beauty of a calling is that it doesn't depend on how the world sees you. It depends on how you see yourself and how you answer God's call to make a difference with the gifts He's given you. The journey toward fulfilling your calling is often more about discovering who you truly are and embracing the way God has uniquely created you to serve the world. It's not about chasing titles or recognition. It's about being faithful to the purpose that has been placed in your heart. When you embrace your calling, you will find that the job title you once thought you needed becomes less important. You'll experience a deeper sense of joy, fulfillment, and peace, knowing that you are living out God's will for your life. So, I challenge you today to look beyond titles and paychecks. Ask yourself, what is my true calling? What gifts and passions has God given me to serve others? When you stop focusing on external validation and start focusing on your internal purpose, you will begin to live a life that is far richer and more meaningful than any title could ever provide. Your purpose is where your true value lies, and when you pursue that, everything else will fall into place. Too often, we approach work as a task to be completed, a means to an end, or even a necessity to survive. We think of it in terms of paychecks, deadlines, and goals to be achieved. While those elements are part of work, they don't capture the essence of what work can truly be. True fulfillment doesn't come from the job itself. It comes from understanding that work is an opportunity to serve others. When we see our work as an extension of our calling to serve, it transforms from a simple job into a powerful expression of purpose. At the heart of every meaningful job, whether it's in a boardroom, a classroom, or on the factory floor, is the chance to make a difference in someone else's life. Our work, regardless of the specific field or task, has the potential to serve others and meet their needs. This could be as simple as a friendly greeting to a customer, helping a colleague solve a problem, or even creating something that improves the lives of those around us. The work itself might seem mundane or repetitive at times, but when we reframe it as a chance to serve, it takes on a deeper meaning. When we start to view work as service, it shifts from being something we endure to something we embrace with joy. We no longer just show up to fulfill obligations or collect a paycheck. We show up because we understand that our work is contributing to a larger purpose. It's about making a positive impact on others, whether it's through the quality of service we provide, the kindness we show, or the value we bring to the world. Consider the person who works in customer service. If they view their job only as taking calls and answering questions, it can become a mundane task, draining their energy and enthusiasm. But if they see their work as an opportunity to help others, to resolve issues, and to make someone's day a little easier, their perspective changes. They are no longer just doing a job, they are offering a service that makes a difference in the lives of people. Even the smallest interactions become meaningful when viewed through the lens of service. The same principle applies no matter what your job is. Whether you're working as a teacher, a doctor, an artist, a mechanic, or a janitor, your work can serve a greater purpose. A teacher who inspires students isn't just delivering lessons, they are shaping the future and empowering young minds. A doctor who cares for patients isn't just performing medical procedures, they are healing and restoring lives. Every profession, every role has the potential to serve others, to impact lives in ways we may not always see directly, but can always trust are making a difference. When we begin to approach our work with the mindset of service, we stop thinking about it as a task we have to endure. Instead, we start to see it as an opportunity to make a difference. And this shift in perspective brings fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't come from the external rewards or recognition. It comes from knowing that you are living in alignment with your calling, serving others with the gifts you've been given. This service mentality also has the power to transform the way we view others in the workplace. When we recognize that we all have unique roles to play in the larger picture, we begin to respect the value that each person brings. The person cleaning the office, the one answering the phones, the manager making decisions, they are all part of the same team, each contributing in their own way to the collective good. We learn to appreciate the importance of all roles, big or small, and this fosters a sense of unity